for their city and Wisconsin. But there was a time when the franchise nearly had to leave the state, leaving longtime owner and former U.S. Senator Herb Kohl selling the team and ultimately leading to the building of Fiserv Forum. To break all this down, I talked to Dan Shafer, longtime Milwaukee writer and reporter and current author of the Recombobulation Area column. He was reporting for the Milwaukee magazine when the sale and a lot of the arena debate went down. Dan, I've been following you on Twitter for a while, so I know you first and foremost right now as the writer behind the Recombobulation Area column, but I think honestly what I know you even better as is a constant Bucks fan. I know your fanhood dates back a long time, so let's just start there.
Yeah, I mean, what a time. I've been a huge Bucks fan forever, especially since moving to the city of Milwaukee a little over a decade ago. And experiencing this whole ride with this team has just been truly a joy. So the Milwaukee Bucks are NBA champions. It's amazing.
Bucks in 6. It's been a joy watching longtime fans like you get this celebration. You've lived in Milwaukee a while. You have a background there, reporting in news and sports. So I think it kind of positions you uniquely to talk about. First, give me an idea just of what former Senator Herb Kohl's legacy means to the team and how his decision to sell kind of contributed to saving the team, or at least saving them for Wisconsin.
Yeah, Herb Kohl really means everything to this franchise remaining in Milwaukee. He was leading the parade down the streets of downtown yesterday, and rightfully so. He was the reason that the team stayed in Milwaukee. I think he turned down greater offers from folks like Steve Ballmer, who went on to buy the Clippers, and he went with the sale to Mark Lazary and Wes Edens because they committed to keeping the team in Milwaukee. He refused to sell the team without that commitment. And so what we're seeing today is really only possible because Herb Kohl made that commitment. In 2013, he had finished his last year in the U.S. Senate after being there for 24 years. And you know, it was really up in the air what was going to happen with the franchise. He was 78 years old. People didn't really know what was going to happen next. And sure enough, that summer they draft Giannis. The next year they sell the team, and then they get on their way toward building a new arena and remaining in Milwaukee. And now we're celebrating a championship.
Which is awesome. But explain to me a little bit why this big question of why were they going to leave Milwaukee? Why was the NBA potentially trying to get them out of the state?
Well, there was it was a number of factors, but I think the one that kept coming to the forefront was the arena. And the Bradley Center was an outdated arena. It had kind of outlived its life as a professional sports venue. When it was built, it was kind of built in as like the last of the bad, quote unquote, bad arenas. Things really changed in the 90s when people started building arenas much differently. And so the Bradley Center had been around for long enough where it was no longer suitable for professional sports, certainly not in the NBA global game like it is. And with Milwaukee being one of the 5 smallest markets, it's always a challenge no matter what. You had this situation where the NBA was saying that you need to build an arena or you need to move the team. That really put the gears in motion, put everybody on the clock, saying that, you know, if they don't find new ownership, if they don't make an arena deal happen, they're going to lose the team. And that, you know, I think people undersell just how close things were with the Bucks losing the team.
So then we have this big arena debate, right? We have the Bucks the Bucks new owners chipping in money. We have Herb Kohl chipping in money. What's this big debate with now the state helping fund this?
Well, it just came back to the big question of whether you want to use public funds to subsidize a private organization, really, when it comes down to it. Building this arena, it's not like the state reaps the profits when the team gets sold however many years down the line. You know, it's a tricky debate, and it kind of pulled the statewide debate on this in a lot of different directions because you saw a really kind of almost strange coalition form to support what eventually was the package to subsidize the building of the new arena.
Walk me through a little bit of that, because obviously Democrats and Republicans were both against it. Some were for it. It was, as you mentioned, a very strange coalition. So walk me through a little bit of that, I guess, the drama in the Capitol of getting this bill through.
Yeah, I mean, so often in Wisconsin, especially during the Walker years, you had such a polarized polarized state, and you had, with Republican control, you didn't always need to reach across the aisle. It wasn't always a time of a whole lot of compromise. But for this particular deal, there had to be, because not every Republican in the Assembly and in the Senate supported this package. So they needed some Democratic votes, and I think a lot of Bucs fans worked really hard to lobby their local legislators, making calls, showing up, and making their voices heard.
7 years later, look, I mean, from a fan's perspective, sure, it's worth it. From a state perspective, from other perspectives, what's the story now of the forum?
Well, I think, when the ideas were being pitched, and when the Bucs ownership was saying, hey, we want to build this new arena, we want to have this public plaza, we want to have this gathering space for games, and we want to have this transformative, you heard these words like transformative and game changing, and like all those kinds of buzzwords that they were using to pitch the idea of the arena and what it would mean for downtown Milwaukee. And those ideas seemed lofty at the time, but looking back, perhaps they weren't lofty enough, having seen what unfolded in the Deer District and in downtown Milwaukee this week.
Well, not just that, but we almost got the Democrat, or we would have gotten the DNC over it, right? I mean, would that have even come to Milwaukee if we hadn't had the Fiserv Forum?
No, it absolutely would not have. And, making investment in Milwaukee has proved to pay off. And I think, that's something I think politicians statewide can really learn from, is that, you invest in the city, it's going to pay off.
Any final thoughts, Dan, before I let you go?
Bucs and 6.
Bucs and 6. All right. Thank you so much.
World champion Milwaukee Bucs.
You can recap those conversations online at channel3000.com. You can also rewatch the Bucs Championship Parade and check all our other reporting on the Bucs playoff run there. Thanks for joining me today. Have a safe and healthy week.